hasn't been good at all.
Direct hit by PAK Patel, and away goes Salih Malik for 25. It's 57 for 2 in the 20th. Well, that's nicely deflected away by Ramiz, and he might get a chance to come back for a second. Hitting that one very fine. And Ramiz is accumulating well. That's nearly a catch. Great batch just away to his left. And we'll just have to have a check on the replay, the Bank of New Zealand replay, to see whether in fact it went to hand. It's certainly a catchable height. Mark, great batch there. Let's have a look.
Yes, we're seeing there that Java didn't really have quite enough room to play that shot. And great batch is a rather wide slip.
Looked like he did get a fingertip on it, didn't it?
Yes, it's. I just worry about the carry. It was certainly going down when it got to him.
Nicely timed stroke again by Ramiz. And there'll be a couple of runs there. We saw during the World Cup final last year that Pakistan are prepared to start slowly and just build into an innings. Certainly was a sound, and the New Zealand side thought it was from the bat. Umpire Chris King said no.
Oh, I think I'd have to give Java the benefit of the doubt there. Looked like he played inside the ball.
It's easy to say Ramiz certainly struggled a bit for timing in his innings to date. You're going to have to hurry. They're picking it up a little. Earlier, Jeff, the necessity to be able to push the single along might prompt them into taking risks. But his figures of none for 18 in his 6th over don't really do him credit. He's one of the most miserable bowlers in the world in terms of conceding runs. Magnificent fielding from Great Batch. Doesn't he love it out there back the corner? See that the Pakistan rate is just falling away a little, and they'll be anxious to push it along. They haven't had any boundaries for quite some time. That might be one. It's over the top, and that's where it is. If you talk about it often enough, it comes, I suppose. Good aggressive stroke from Ramiz, but just a hint of desperation there too.
Not much turn there, but he was on the front foot. But no response from umpire Steve Duck.
Have a look at this one there. It's not a bad shout at all. He's not very far forward. Perhaps Steve Dunn thinking it may have just missed off stump, but good shout nonetheless.
This time he tries a change of tactics, giving himself room. There wasn't really the room there. It wasn't quite short enough either.
They're still pretty well off, Pakistan. If they can look to score sixes and more, you know, in the last 15 or 16 overs, then they're looking at a pretty handy score on this wicket.
Yeah, they are, and they've got some good hitters to come. Oh, it's in the air, back to PAK Patel. Let's have a look at the replay and see what happened.
So I think PAK held this one back a wee bit, and Ramiz looking to come down to him, but not quite getting there, and actually stopped on a shot pretty well. Otherwise, he'd been in bigger trouble than he was. But the ball not quite carrying through to PAK there.
He's bowling well, isn't he? He's just holding the ball back a little. He was a little flatter earlier.
It's quite often the way that with the spinner, you can see it just turned a little bit and bit a wee bit on the pitch. You could sign for Mushtaq Ahmed later in the day.
Oh, that's an interesting looking shot. An appeal, a late decision almost, a sweep.
Did they not look very happy about that?
End of the over, 99 for 2.
Well, thanks for staying with us on One Word of Sport. We're enjoying highlights from last year's series, New Zealand against Pakistan at the Basin Reserve, because the misty rain at Carisbrook that has plagued us all morning is still with us, and unfortunately the players are still off the field, and the covers, as you can see behind me, they're still on, And in fact, more covered tomorrow. Basin Reserve, it was the first of 3 one-dayers played last season, and we pick it up with Pakistan 110 for 2.
Overpitched, driven, good-looking shot. But it'll only produce one as Andrew... Oh, no, it'll produce 2. Andrew Jones mucking around a little bit down there. He was a bit slow to the ball, and Javed Miandad picked that up and raced back. So that's the end of Patel's spell, 112 for 2.
As we talked about Javed Miandad being pretty hard on New Zealand, but look at that record from Ramesh Raj. His last 5 matches versus New Zealand.
Yes, he hasn't been too kind to us, has he?
Hasn't missed the boat at all, has he?
Chris Harris into the attack. Oh! Well, he lifted his head, he went for the big hit, and the ball got through. Really, it was a loss of concentration to some degree, and he missed it by a mile, and he's on his way, but a good contribution.
Just get the feeling that Javed said to Ramesh, "You've been out here longer than me, mate. You take it from here for a little while." And Ramesh, in the last 2 or 3 overs,
Ramesh Raja on his way, 116 for 3, Pakistan.
In the 38th over, Watson is the bowler, and Inzamam's got it in the air. Chance here. Jones takes the catch. That's a big wicket for New Zealand. Inzamam al-Haq is out. 117 for 4. Bob Kernis.
Yes, we're seeing here that ball was rather short, and as you said, Grant, al-Haq, to see him going at this stage, New Zealand will be very, very happy with that. It was a good catch. Jones judged that well.
Success of the English tour.
So away goes Inzamam. No score, 117 for 4. Another one gone.
There's another loose shot. Bob.
Yes, but once again, the urgency has crept into the Pakistani game, Kumar, and they're paying the penalty.
Runs in singles and twos.
Well, he's gone without scoring. It's 119 for 5. Well, that's not a good shot, but he's going to get a run. So Wasim Akram is underway. A very streaky shot indeed out to fine leg. And that is the end of the 40th over. 9 remaining. It's 123 for 5.
It's a big hit from Wasim Akram. It's in the air. There's a man out there, and it's out. Danny Morrison takes the catch. Another crucial breakthrough for New Zealand. Pakistan 123 for 6. Harris has his 3rd wicket. And Wasim Akram is on his way. Chris Harris has done very well bowling as the 5th bowler. Akram comes down the pitch. Didn't even bother running, really. He just hit it and waited. Straight down.
Rashid have to hurry. They judged it pretty well. Latham's arm's a good one. What's one world of sport at the Basin Reserve? It's the 45th over, so there's 5 remaining available to Pakistan, because this is reduced to a 49 over game with rain delaying the start of play. Just a trifle, but enough to take 1 over off. Well, he's looking for 2 here. We'll take Patel on. Lovely throw from Deepak Patel, but good running from Miandad.
Interesting looking shot. He'll only get 1 for it, perhaps. No, a fumble. Gavin Larson just not getting hold of it. Full toss. Hits straight out to the field, so no run. Yes, it'll be interesting. Of course, the Pakistan bowling attack is very useful, particularly those new ball boys with Waka Yunus and Wasim Akram.
Yes, and quite often, John, when you have a total that you're not happy with and you feel you've let yourself down with the bat, the bowlers can be a little bit more determined, so it will be interesting.
Yeah, so it's not over yet by any stretch of the imagination. Javid this time. Again down to Gavin Larson. He'll put pressure. Oh, he's misfielded again, and another 2. So Gavin Larson down there at long on in front of the big Wellington crowd. Chris King there, the umpire, signalling 1 short. It's his debut today. Down the wicket, in the air, where's it going to go? It's out. Rod Latham coming in off the boundary. Took a high, difficult catch and hovered up there for a while. But no question about it, another Pakistani has gone.
Yes, and the wicketkeeper Rashid Latif, who I thought played pretty well since he's been out there. He's worked it along, tried to give Javid the strike down the wicket, looking to go over the top of the offside. Just a little bit too much bottom hand, if you like, a little bit of a slice in it. And I'll have a little close look at this. I'm not sure Roddy Latham got it that comfortably. It just sort of hovered on the end of the hand.
152 now for 7.
But here we go, Danny Morrison into bowl what seems to be the last over.
So the last ball. Oh, slick outside edge. It races down to 3rd man. And Waka Yunus is the new man in, and he's, of course, the very impressive Pakistan cock bowler who we'll see later on in the afternoon. Oh, full toss, he's caught, cotton bowled. Well, it was a big high full toss, it was straight, and Javid Meandad had a crack at it, hit it straight back to Danny Morrison, who did very well in snaffling it.
Yes, the old full toss, John, as you well know. Sometimes it's the big surprise delivery, isn't it?
Very cunning delivery.
If you're going to bowl in these, the last overs, the death overs, if you like, you've got to bowl straight and you've got to bowl full. Well, that's pretty full, it's pretty straight. And a bowl.
Last ball of the innings, Danny Morrison. Oh, he runs away from it, Mushtaq. They get through for the single, and New Zealand will be happy with that. And they've done very well to restrict Pakistan to 158 for 8. The 49 overs is gone. Of course, it has been reduced.
Yes, it was reduced at the Basin Reserve last season. It's reduced very much here at Carisbrook as well. Unfortunately, the players still off the field. The light, misty rain that has afflicted the play is still with us, and that's disappointment around Carisbrook now. 32 for 1 off 9, and the play will...
On the board, umpire Steve Dunn says that's too wide. So reasonably modest total, but it's got to be got, as they say. Pakistan have got the runs on the board. A slip, a man in short on the leg side. Oh, that wasn't a bad ball. Bit of hesitancy there, but they'll get through. Latham off the mark. Oh, he goes for the big hit. It's high in the air. It's just clear of the field on the offside. He didn't get hold of it that well, but he went through with the shot. That was ambitious stuff from Mark Greatbatch. Oh, bounce up, and it's cleared for keeper Rashid. Silly sort of a ball for a one-day game. And that must be a no ball called. It is. Oh, he's hit this one. Where's this going to go? It's way in the air. It's a difficult one. Amir Sahel has dropped him. It hovered up there for a long, long time. It was a funny-looking shot, to say the least. A spoon shot, almost. Let's have another look.
Once again, that extra pace, but I felt the man who should have been coming in to take that catch was the man at mid-off. He was the man. It was an easier catch for him coming into the ball and the other guy running back.
Yes, you're right. I think it's Wasim Akram there. And he chose not to come, but Amir Sahel, he got himself all tangled up. And that was the result.
It was almost one of those ones, well, look, I'll leave that one for you.
Oh, another bouncer. That must be a no ball. Waka Yunus is not a happy man out there. So Rod Latham on strike. Oh, he's bowled. Just looked like he may have got an inside edge. He went to hit it down the ground, and it whacked into the stump. So the first New Zealand wicket has gone. Rod Latham bowled by Wasim Akram.
Yes, we're seeing here that ball was slightly put. Look at the movement. Actually, he did help it on, but it was starting to drift back into off stump anyway. I don't know where Rod was trying to hit it. He was probably trying to chip it over that inner ring. But once again, this is the sort of ball that this guy has the ability to bowl.
Yes, well bowled. Just not quite there, Rod Latham. just getting an inside edge, dragging it onto the stumps. Bank of New Zealand stump vision. There it is, taking a bit of a pounding in there. No question about it. The first man gone, on his way back to the pavilion, Rod Latham. 10 for 1 New Zealand. But Andrew Jones, his first ball. And he has a little look. Oh, he's nicked it. He's out. Gone. Outside edge, through to the keeper, Rashid. And Wasim Akram has struck again. New Zealand in some trouble, losing their second wicket. Andrew Jones gone for a duck.
Yes, we were seeing here just the orthodox left-armer's ball, bowling across the right-handed. Jones, of course, just coming in, pushed forward, didn't quite get to the pitch of the ball, and which the keeper had a bit of trouble gathering it in, really. So, but a rather straightforward catch, really.
So, summoning their second wicket, score 11. Andrew Jones gone for a duck.
One here for Great Batch, maybe a second. No, in fact, Ramiz Raja gets at him very quickly. Oh, Wasim Akram is going to carry on. This is his 6th. Lifted away by Great Batch, and he's going to be out. He is. Waka takes the catch, and Mark Greatbatch departs. That's a big blow.
Yes, it is a big blow for New Zealand. Just suggesting that New Zealand need to keep their wickets intact. Just scooping that bottom hand, not even getting it past the circle. So obviously no timing in there, and frustration showing through Mark Greatbatch there. If he'd followed through, it probably would have gone over the top, but that's the frustration of batting. Comfortable catch. New Zealand, Bank of New Zealand replay. And now I wonder now, Grant, whether Waka Yunus may come back into the attack.
Well, that's right. We'll wait and see. Greatbatch out for 7. Rutherford, the new batsman, 19 for 3. Well, Pakistan look to be in the box seat, certainly looking at that comparison. New Zealand looking for a significant partnership. And they're going to get a couple here. That one threatened to be the first boundary of the innings, but not so. 2 taken by Martin Crowe.
So Rutherford's off the mark. Crowe hitting well, might be the first boundary. It'll race through there. And New Zealand at last in the 13th over picks up its first boundary to Martin Crowe. With shots like that, Martin Crowe gets the second boundary. So Rutherford getting his first boundary. No, not quite over the legs. It's going to be an interesting chase for Sahel. So 3 at the end of the over. It's 37 for 3 after 14.
To Mushtaq from the southern end of the Basin Reserve, bowling his leg spinners to New Zealand captain Martin Crowe. And this should be very interesting, Bob Kunis.
Yes, well, once again, we've got the chance to look at a world-class bowler.
He tries to sweep, and it looks like Martin Crowe may be adopting the tactic of getting after him rather than the other way around.
Yes, we're seeing here that I would say that Martin would be thinking, well, look, I've got to try and get on top of this guy before he settles down, which I think is fairly important for New Zealand's cause too.
A little shorter this time. He's pulled him away. He's beaten the field. I don't think it'll go all the way. There's a long chase out there, but it should be a comfortable 3. In fact, it is. So Martin Crowe. Oh, that was a bit nasty. Umpire Chris King got hit from behind.
Well, he was probably standing in the right line for it to travel to the wickets.
Yes, it was a nasty bounce. Bit of excitement here, but there's plenty with the cricket as well. Very fascinating stage. Martin Crowe looking to get after the Pakistanis. And a little bobble around the corner. Ken Rutherford gets hold of this one. It's running away quite quickly. Waka Yunus coming around from the deep there. And another 3 runs, so productive over to date, this first one from Mushtaq. Oh, he's got hold of this one beautifully, and that races away to the boundary. The fielder wasn't far from him down there, but it was so quick and so well timed that he had no chance. Looking to drive, it was just a little wide, so he held back on the shot, eased it out to Wasim Akram. There's the New Zealand 50. They lost 3 wickets in getting to it, but of course the big target's 159 to win the game. 49 over game, reduced this morning because we lost about 7 or 8 minutes with a bit of misty drizzle. It's in the air, but it's a good shot. He's timed it well through the vacant leg side area. That'll run away for 4. Oh, he nicked it. I think it dropped short. They may get 2. There's a bit of mucking around going on down there.
Oh, loud appeal. He didn't pick that at all, Rutherford. He's caught, is he? They're certainly appealing for it. Crowe is standing back and waiting for the decision. And he's out. He's on his way. He waited. And I think he's getting a bit of the verbal as he goes past too. But he was well within his rights to wait.
Yeah, Martin Crowe cover driving. And that looks to be a clear-cut catch. And Amil is pretty happy about that too. We go on the BNZ replay. Martin Crowe standing his ground, not convinced that Amir had taken the catch.
Mushtaq bowling very well. Harris we saw play a lovely off drive off Aqib Javed, but he's only just underway. He's got 6. And he and Rutherford, as we saw a couple of years ago, let's hope will carry New Zealand to the point of victory and over it. They did it well against England, and Harris is known to take fairly risky singles, put the pressure on Waka Yunus there, but all is well for him. That's out for Rutherford. Aqib Javed has his first wicket, and New Zealand really in desperate trouble now at 73 for 5.
Take another look at this one that's got Ken Rutherford. This just outside off stump and just carried on really, and Ken really not played that with a full face of the bat. He's perhaps looked to work it a little bit on the onside. Didn't really deviate much off the seam and paid the penalty. He was a little bit crease bound as well. Side on, he didn't really make a forward move. But that's a great breakthrough from Pakistani point of view, and a bit of a tragic blow for New Zealand. That leaves it 73 for 5 in the 27th over.
Aqib had a couple of overs up into the wind, but now is bowling downwind, and so he's running away from the northerly with it behind him.
There's the Pakistani bowling figures, and all of them are pretty impressive. Aqib Javed being by far the most expensive.
Patel off the mark with a little hesitation, but eventually completed safely. To left ball, Harris. Aqib Javed strikes again, gets 3, and puts New Zealand very much back on the ropes at 74 for 6 in the 29th over. Harris is bowled by a beautiful ball.
This is one wicket New Zealand could have done without losing at this point. Reasonable shout the ball before. Ball pitched almost identical position and a little inside edge. I think a combination of a bit of bat, a bit of pad, and deviating back into the stumps. Middle stump, top of middle stump. That's the end of Chris Harris.
Actually, it's remarkable how it could get through and hit the sticks, because it seemed to hit his bat and his pad, and it still went through and hit the stumps.
Certainly seemed to have it well covered, Peter, but it just snuck through.
74 for 6 with Harris out for 7.
Aqib. Adam Flory, his first ball, and he's off the mark immediately. And there's the Pakistani camp, the non-playing members, looking on. Oh, good ball. Mind you, there's still hope out there. There's a reasonable batting lineup for New Zealand. Deepak Patel, very capable batsman, Adam Perori. And New Zealand have got a bit to do for them to get themselves through. There we are, 84 runs. And they've lost a few weeks. Bit of indecision here, but I think they'll get through. Adam Perori racing through. Deepak Patel calling him. Salim Malik, the fieldsman. Oh, he's gone over the top. Where's it going? He could be out. He is out. Inzamam, he takes the catch down there at long off. So New Zealand in further trouble. Deepak Patel, maybe frustration crept in. He went to hit him over the top. It was always ambitious with the man out on the deep, and he paid the penalty.
Yes, he didn't really get to this, did he? He literally hit it on the up, and that man was well stationed there at mid-off. It's a matter of coming in and an easy catch, really. He just didn't time it at all.
Yes, Deepak Patel, it's always a game move to try and hit it over a man when he's on the boundary, and he didn't hit it, as you say, Bob, and Inzamam ul-Haq takes a pretty comfortable catch. So New Zealand innings in tatters at the moment, and Deepak Patel makes his way to the pavilion, 77 for 7. Well, we've got the Pakistani fifth Pakistani bowler, Amir Sahel, the left armour, and Gavin Larson gets underway. We saw Adam Perori get a single off the first ball. That brought Gavin Larson down, and he's just picked up his first run of the game.
And New Zealand's task is getting harder and harder, and Sahel is the bowler. Gavin Larson is the batsman on strike at the moment, 82 for the loss of 7. This time Larson does get a little bit of width and is able to slap it away to Wasim Akram, fielding deep out on the boundary there at backward point. And there we see the worm, or the comparison, and New Zealand losing those 3 wickets just recently and starting to fall well behind you.
Yes, they certainly are. Pakistan well on top here now.
Worked away by Perori for another single.
Just showing their true class here, the Pakistanis.
Run away by Morrison for 1 run. Akib Javed right down on the boundary does the fielding. So there's still a fair way to go, of course, but New Zealand's problem is they're running out of batsmen. We're just in the 40th over here, or 39th over here, and it's a 49-over game.
From this end here, we've got Wasim Akram, and I would imagine Waqar Yunus to finish off with.
Well, Gavin Larson showed the way just briefly a couple of overs ago. He smacked one clean over the fence, then got out. In the air, and the catch is taken. So Perori is out as Salim Malik takes the catch, and with that dismissal, I think, goes New Zealand's chances in this game. And the Pakistanis jubilant as New Zealand's 9th wicket falls at 106.
Yes, Adam Perori not very happy with that. A good length delivery, trying to work Wasim Akram, and that's a well-judged catch by Salim Malik at mid-on. New Zealand lose another look at Adam Perori, 14 runs there on 33 balls.
106 for 9. Once again, apologies for somewhat reduced camera coverage here. We've had terrible problems with power cuts, etc. Watson goes just wide of the man at gully and gets a single. So Willie Watson's underway as New Zealand seek to score 159 to win this game. It's a long way away, though. It's 108 for the loss of 9. Watson's coming. Now there's going to be a race down the field, and then he's out. That is the end of the game. A run out as Danny Morrison didn't have the pace to get there, and the game is all over, and it has ended rather quickly. Pakistan are the victors in this first Bank of New Zealand one-dayer, and the best New Zealand could muster was 108 after Pakistan scored 158 in their innings. It didn't really seem enough, did it, Jeff? But New Zealand really have fallen by the wayside.
Yes,